this saying that if the toad in front falls into a hole, those behind take caution. With that, I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is INI TV. We are global and social commentators. Remember, this channel is solely for the good governance, locally, nationally, and globally. We are agitating for a better Nigeria, a better continent of Africa, and a better world. We understand that the world is changing, and we want the world to change positively. And that is why we keep agitating, and that is why we keep pressing for good governance. Because by the time we have good governance in every country of the world will be a better place. But like what we said, Rome was not built in a day. We cannot change the world in a day. And we have to start from somewhere. And that is why we have picked Nigeria as a starting point. Probably because that is also where we know so well and where I am from. That's my root. No matter what, I am a Nigerian. I will always be a Nigerian, originally. So it is very important that INI TV projects this new Nigerian that we are talking about. But a lot of fans have written to us, a lot of subscribers and a lot of friends have said, initially when we started, we were more of a global thing. We talk about the economy of the world, the politics of the world, social aspect too of the world. We talk about current trends, and we not only talk about them, we leave our one pan recommendation or what we think, the submission or our own point of view, and we are also asking others to also leave their point of view. So most of the things that we have left untouched, a lot of people have written to us, talk about Gerald Pique and Justin Dean, Pique and Shakira, and as it's going now, Dion Osagie and Winifred. That's on the social aspect. Others are also telling us to talk about the politics of the world, the way New York City has changed into one of the busiest cities in the world to one of the drug-infested city in the world. People also want us to talk about the Ukraine war. Many. So, good news. Please, we are bringing up a new YouTube channel. It's going to be called INI XPZ. It's going to be explicit for content like we just mentioned. We just don't want to load INI TV with a lot of things. So we want to specially keep INI TV for serious matter that has to do with politics and probably religion. Why the social and economic part of it will be an area where INI XPZ will work on. That's the new channel we are thinking of creating, and we're asking our fans, our friends, and our subscribers, watch out for INI XPZ, where we will talk about topic like what I'm going to discuss today. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel. Let's hit 10,000. By the time we are 10,000, we are hopeful INI XPZ will be born. So the topic today is, why do marriages split? Why do couples that we think are really in love end relationship? Like what we talk, we're going to talk of Will Smith, Justin Dean, Billgate too. These are people whose marriages have hit the rock. And we'll ask ourselves, marriage is a beautiful thing. Then why is it that 40% of marriages for the past 6 years have had issues, have hit the rock? So that is why we make this topic. And topic like this will be what INI XPZ will be. So we just want you to have a taste of the pudding. So why do couples or why do marriages split? We've been able to group this into 7 because of time. Some other analysis might say there are more than 7, there are 10, 15, but we've grouped them into 7. And the first one is that since love can come naturally, we've had people say, wow, I fell in love at the first sight. I just saw her and I was in love. Or a female say, wow, look at that guy. I'm already in love with him. I just have to get close to him because I'm in love with him. So love can come naturally. That is number one. And since love can come naturally, we also want to think that love can also die naturally. We've got people who have said, I just stopped loving my husband. He's a wonderful man. He's the father of my kids. He's good man, but I just had enough. And I just wanted to just say no. So we've had a lot of marriages that have ended like that. So the first one is the natural death of love. That is the first point that can split to marriage. Although this point is not very on the surface, probably it is this point that will ginger up other factors that will come in later. That is the first point. The second point why marriages split is finance, money, or what we would tag economy. When one of the partner is bad with money, when we say bad with money, I mean is not, it's a misappropriate fund. He uses money not probably the way the family will want to, and sometimes he cannot account for this. So we have tagged this number two, and an example of this is Justin Dean and Cora Obidi. Remember when they were poor, when they were wretched, when they had to beg, the marriage was ongoing. It was only when Cora Obidi started making money, she discovered that, wow, I'm making money and my husband does not have a good accountability. Or the reverse, because it was Justin that came out to talk about accountability. We are not to judge, but we knew that accountability was one of the reasons why that marriage is split. And quickly, I want to chip in this. I used to give Cora advice. I also tell her she's not perfect, she's untidy, and I think she's selfish. That's what I said. And a lot of people came by that. But still, it's not my life, it's their life. If the marriage work out, fine. Although they are split now, that means if they have been able to, even while they are split, if they're able to live co-parent in peace, that's good for them. So both of them, none of them is perfect, and that will give us to the 7th point that we listed here. 7th point. So an example is bad with money. That is number 2. Number 3, you see, personal problem. Most of all these factors, it's not just in isolation. They could be embroidered in 2 or 3 of these factors together, and one could even lead to the other. There is no hierarchy or how it starts. So the 3rd one is personal problem. This one has to do with maybe the career of one did not come out well as he has planned. Maybe things didn't work out as he has planned. You know, life is full of disappointment. And because of that disappointment, one of the partner is hit. He or she could not take it. And she begin to see the partner as if he's the stumbling block. In the case of a career, the woman might say, it's because I'm dedicating time to the house, to the children, and that is why I could not make my career successful. And this will begin to bring an area where she will begin to see the husband as an obstacle instead of a blessing, or the wife as an obstacle instead of a blessing. An example of this, we want to say, is Shakira and Gerald Pique. Because Gerald Pique, although was very unfaithful, but he wanted to be a little bit free. He wanted to do the things he likes. He wanted to travel alone because he was a businessman. And because of the family ties, he was being kept behind, So the personal issue can also come in here. One morning, Billgate just came out and said that he's divorcing his wife. Or was it the wife that came out that she's divorcing Billgate based on personal reasons? So that is one. The 4th one, when these things are going on, there's another factor that need to be explored properly. This is lack of communication. Lack of communication. Some as also say probably lack of love can also come in here, and lack of sexual intimacy can also come in here. We just want to, put all of them together. By the time you talk about if you are sexually happy with your wife, you should say it. If she is with you, you should say it, and you should look for alternative or whatever way to at least make up for the deficiency. And it's very important because sometimes lack of communication is caused not because you just don't want to talk to your wife. You could be talking to her every day, but still the heart of communication is not there. What do I mean? This is an example of Dion and Winifred. And when Dion married Winifred, a beautiful wedding, everybody, it was the talk of the town. But what happened? Dion was in Nigeria while Winifred spent close to 2 years in Canada. You could be on phone communicating, but it's not the same thing. Like coming close together, sitting down and talking things over. It's very important. Communication is very important. And number 5, a lot of marriages has broken because of cheating, adultery. And that is why we have always opposed distant relationship. The Dion and Winnie case will also come in here. Distant relationship is it's something that is not a good recipe for marriage. Why? You see, scientifically, there's this saying that a man feels the urge every time he sees a beautiful woman. Another thing is to be able to control this urge. You as a man, anytime you see your spec, the woman you really think is catching, you always get that urge. Wow, she's beautiful. Look at how she's well structured. You get that urge. And a woman, normally, according to science, get the urge once a month. So the tendency that men cheat more in a relationship is there. So, and when there's distance, the tendency is even increased that the man will cheat. And cheating and adultery is also part of why marriages splits. And number 6, when all these things are beginning to happen, then there is this issue of trust. And when you can't trust, suspicious comes in. An example of this is Justin Dean again. I think Shakira too. Pique was so engrossed in some rumors that Shakira was like, wow, he has been unfaithful to me. I can no longer trust. And when you can no longer trust, sometimes the love begins to die. So that is number 6, the trust. It's very important. We also know that Will Smith and Jade, I think this one should have come under the first one when people stop loving each other. But our own point of view here with Will Smith and Jade is, did Jade ever, from the beginning, was she in love with Will Smith? We all know that Jade did not say it, or it's like an open secret that Jade was in love with Tupac. And even up till tomorrow, Jade carries Tupac poetries in her diary. So, is it not also possible that you could go into marriage not because the guy you're marrying is your first choice, but because you can't have your first choice and you now want to make do of the alternative? Was that the case of Winifred and Winifred's case? I don't know. Did Winifred went into that relationship because Dion was like a channel for him, for her to get better off her career? Or was it because Dion has money? Or was it because she was forced? We don't really know. We're just saying what we think. Leave your comments in the comment section for those who are familiar with the case between Dion Osagie and Winifred. And I want to quickly say in here, Dion, please, I made a video. Was it about 8 months back? I told you Winifred has gone. She's not coming back. When a woman stop loving a man, you will notice she has gone. Just forget about her. Forget about what you have done for her. She is now the wife of another man. A lot of people say she did not return the bride price. I want to say Dion is not a guy that will be hell bent on saying, bring back my bride price. Dion is financially okay to say, oh, you can have that. So that's for that. And another thing which we have put as the number 7, as the last, is psychological maturity. Marriages, be it, will always have issues. No matter, even if both couples are are, are twins, born of the same mother, of the same culture, the same background, there will always be differences. There will always be issues. There will always be trouble. It is your ability as a man, as a woman, to be able to solve this issue, to be able to go above this issue. A lot of people have said there's external, my marriage was broken down by external factors. It was because both of you could not internally solve this issue. That was why it got to the external factors. So this internal, your psychological maturity. A lot of people think when you are old, you are matured. There could be a 25 years old guy that is psychologically matured, can handle the problem that comes with a relationship. And there will be a 50 years old guy that cannot handle. That is exactly what happened with Justin Dean. You know, Cora said when she came back, that's when she finally arrived in the US, she told Justin Dean, sorry, my love, while I was in Nigeria and you were here, I cheated on you and I was sorry. That alone was the beginning of this distrust. Cora Obidin also said that Justin Dean started drinking when things, when you are distrust, when you don't trust somebody, even if you see she's talking on the phone with that dad, you will be suspicious. And that was why it's very important that you should be psychologically matured to subdue that suspicious, to pass that stage, so that you will be like the bird in the sky. You will be free. You will be like water. You will have no issue. So these are the 7 things that we think are the reasons why marriages break. And above all, we need all couples to commit every marriage to God's hand. That's true. Commit all marriages to God's hand. Marriages break sometimes not because you have had series of issues. There have been marriages that have broken for flimsy reasons, and there have been marriages that have survived even with all these factors involved. So sometimes both partners have to try, sacrifice, do whatever they can to make sure that the marriage survive. You know why? Because marriage is a beautiful thing. This is Ini TV. We are global and social commentator. So like what we told you before, topic like this will be in Ini XPZ. And we are going to start that channel. We're making preparation. So that is why we are begging you to please subscribe to this channel. We're going to start that channel when we have 10,000 subscribers, so that we'll know Ini TV has already been established. We'll now begin to fight for XPZ. Don't forget, Ini TV is still much around. We are not going to close it down. It's just that Ini TV will only be for serious issues like politics, religion, and all the rest, conflicts. While the Ini XPZ will be for social aspect about life. So that's why we are begging you to please subscribe to this channel. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers. We can do it. You know why? Because you've been such a wonderful viewers. We've had a situation where we have had 67,000 viewers on the topic like this. So we are asking our viewers, don't just come here and view. Please do us a favor by subscribing to this channel. And let's Ini XPZ start. Thank you very much. We love you, but God love you most. And we also want you to like and comment. Your comment is very important to us. You know why? Because we want to have your own point of view too. We believe no one man know it all alone. And also, like. By the time we have a lot of like, YouTube now acknowledge the fact that this is an interesting topic, and they will share this video to all those that are in YouTube or those that are just streaming by too. So as it is the culture in this channel, we will catch you when we make our next video. Until then, we'll say chooks, ciao, adios, au revoir, hasta la vista. Thank you. Bye.